This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's 53, time to get you ready to take on your Monday in the morning sprint.
Sydney Charles is breaking down a new announcement from the Middle East today as Israel's war with Hamas continues.
Mark is tracking rain showers and breezy conditions in the forecast today.
But first, two main roads are closing for construction projects starting today. Let's get right over to Allison Martinez live with what you need to know before you head out the door.
More construction projects mean more slowdowns and headaches for drivers. Starting today, Monroe Street will be limited to one lane in either direction from Francis Avenue to Kiernan Avenue. We're already seeing those closures happening in full swing this morning. Lanes will be closed on Magnesium Road between Division and Nevada Street as well. Drivers are encouraged to slow down, follow detours, and support the businesses impacted by these projects.
Today, Israeli military officials urging Palestinians to evacuate parts of Rafah ahead of an expected ground offensive by Israeli forces into the city, where more than 1 million people have sought shelter during the war. This new announcement follows a rocket attack at Gaza's southern border. It happened just yesterday. Hamas claimed responsibility. 3 Israeli soldiers were reportedly killed. Israel's prime minister has vowed to enter Rafah to flush out Hamas fighters. All of this as hopes for a ceasefire and hostage deal fade.
Protests against the Israel-Hamas war took center stage at many college graduation ceremonies around the nation. Banners flew overhead at the University of Michigan as security removed protesters from that ceremony. Columbia University overnight in New York, where the protest began, announcing this morning it is canceling its main graduation ceremony. And at USC, where the main graduation event has already been canceled, police spent Sunday clearing out another protest encampment. Coverage of the unrest on college campuses is coming up next on Good Morning America.
A Moses Lake police officer and the suspect were both shot Saturday night during a domestic disturbance check at a Motel 6. Moses Lake police say when officers arrived, police and the suspect exchanged fire. Both an officer and a suspect struck by gunfire were taken to the hospital. The officer underwent surgery. He's now recovering, and the suspect was treated and released into police custody. Moses Lake police are still investigating.
Taking a look at what we can expect when it comes to our first alert weather. Well, we're going to dry out at least for the middle of the day. The energy on the west going to sneak in again for some afternoon shower potential, but we still have this moving out of our area. Right now, we're hovering in the low 40s for the most part. We're going to see temperatures warm up today, but still well below average with a high today of 57 degrees.
This week, the DEA could move to change marijuana from a Class 2 drug to a Class 3, which would make sales easier in the U.S. Even though Washington legalized recreational marijuana more than a decade ago, sales still violate federal law. Business owners in Washington say they are looking forward to a potential tax break if the scheduling changes. If the change takes effect, it will be the agency's most significant change in policy in more than 50 years.
Former Spokane Valley City Council member Brandy Peets has announced her candidacy for Washington State Representative of the 4th Legislative District. Peets plans to run as a Republican. She has 6 years of experience on the Spokane Valley City Council and 2 years of experience as deputy mayor.
For those of you navigating the process of applying for financial aid, the College Success Foundation is hosting a financial aid night this Thursday. The event will be at Ferris High School from 5:30 to 7:30. You will receive help navigating the FAFSA, WASFA, and other financial aid topics. Bring your questions and an electronic device you can use to fill out forms. There will also be a dinner and a raffle for gift cards that students can participate in.
May is Motorcycle and Bicycle Safety Awareness Month. Washington State Patrol wants to remind you to always check your blind spots. Use your mirrors and pay attention no matter what mode of transportation you use. Now, according to WSP, so far this year, Washington has had more than 3,000 impaired driver arrests, nearly 9,000 seatbelt violations, 38,000 aggressive drivers, and 61 fatal collisions. WSP has posted the rules of the road. If you need a refresher, you can head to their website. It's listed right now on your screen, or you can find the story on KXLY.com.
The rain came down and the starting gun went off. Bloomsday 2024 did not disappoint. Race day was just a little wetter than usual. The reward for running nearly 7.5 miles in the rain, that coveted finisher's t-shirt. Volunteers guided people through the table of shirts, making sure they all had everything they needed. This year's color, teal. You can read all of our coverage of yesterday's big race on KXLY.com. Back with the last look at weather next.